Hi, hey Russ here. Welcome back to the shop. Well, I finally did it. I made my first set of marble drawer slides and made the drawer. It's for my miter station here. Let's take a look at that. Then I'll show you how I made it and that sort of thing. First, real quick about marbles. You want your marbles to be all the same size. So I bought mine from a dealer that had them in mass quantity of generic bulb, crystal clear. When they weren't crystal clear, they had defects in them, and so it was a whole bag, like 265 of them in the bag. But they're all the same size. That's important. If you buy potpourri in bags, they may not all be the same size. In which case, you're going to have to go and get them to get to certain sizes and sort them out. I think Pocket 83 does a marble sorter, also based on like a coin sorter thing. But you can use that to sort them. But if you buy them all like I did, then you'll be a lot better off. So make sure you buy marbles that are all the consistent size. Mine, I think, were called half-inch marbles. They measure 5/8 of an inch in diameter. So I could get by with a 5/8 Forstner bit. I also used a 3/4, and that seemed to give me a little more elbow room around the marble in the socket. So that's up to you. Once you start trying to make them yourself, you can decide which way you like better. Well, if you do it the one method, I have two methods of making drawer slides, and I'll show that to you. But on the one method, you have to use the 5/8 if you're using a 5/8 marble. So keep in mind the size of your marble is going to have to fit in the hole and kind of loosely. So in fact, when I did it with the 5/8, I actually moved over just about a 32nd of an inch and pulled down again to kind of shave one side of that hole a little more to give that ball just a little bit of relief. And that really made a big difference on how it worked in there. So let me show you the two methods of how I make it. The way I did these on this example that you see, it was straightforward. You just I took my 3/4 inch drill Forstner bit, and I drilled down to where the marble fits into the hole by dropping it in. And you want it to protrude out of the hole right about a 1/16 of an inch, if you can. So the depth of that is what's critical when you do that. The size, if you use a 3/4, gives me plenty of room here. I've done it with 5/8 and they work okay, but they're a little snugger. If you do it, probably get a little bit of slop if you're going to have a drop-in one. So anyway, so if I take this and I'm going to clamp it in my vise right here, and I'm going to put marbles in it. Oh, real quick, before I do that, one thing you should note is on the pattern, I put two marbles near the front of my drawer slide. This would be the back. Make sure you put two of them pretty close to each other, just a couple inches apart, because when the drawer extends out most of the way, that still gives you two marble contact on the bottom of the drawer on each side. The longer you can get that, the better off you are. So at the back, you don't have to put one all the way at the back. The last 25% of this full length, you don't need marbles back here. So just start your first one about 25% up. And then about 6-8 inches apart is all you need. Like I said, and then a double one up here. So you can make them any size you want. Just follow that general rule and you'll get a good even slide on them with probably 5 marbles. So anyway, that's what I wanted to make sure you knew about configuration. So now if I put that in there, and I put marbles, this thing is now ready to go. So if I take my drawer and put it in there, it slides nicely back and forth over the marbles now. They're all protruding the same amount, so it makes this work real easy. It's a little rough, but that's from this. If you want to run a smooth marble drawer slide, then you're going to want to take and put a small piece of some kind of solid wood on the underside that's going to ride on the marbles. Because if you do that, and also I put furniture paste waxed on here. Waxed it up a little, and this thing rides nice and smooth. So, now this gets you back and forth. If you use the inside of the case as your guide for the drawer, and you just make it so it just barely fits in there, that'll help you with side to side. But if you want to put some kind of guide to hold it, you can take and put a second roller thing here. First off, this is the other way you can make your rollers. These are self-contained in there and they don't come out, but yet they're all right there and I can use them. The way you make this is, instead of drilling the hole straight down like I did on this, this is the top surface, and I drilled these in. These, the top is here. I drill these in from 90 degrees off center, and I drill in this way with the hole, so that when I drop the ball in there and I put a board on the top here, that retains it in there. And when I drill this hole here, it's all the way out to the edge with just a little bit of it hanging over, so that this outer area right here and here gives me enough of a lip that the marble can't fall out. You drop it in here, put your plate on it, and then the ball can't fall out. So your depth here has to be deep enough to get the ball in there completely. But also, this is the reason I had to use the 5/8 here, is because the distance from this side to this side, depending on how far out, when you drill down, how far the bit is sticking off the edge, determines how wide that is. So, and you want that so that it's smaller than the diameter of the marble to help hold it in there. So once you make your rollers this way, then you can take and use them this way and put your piece on your drawer on there. Or you can also take these and put one here and put these to the side. And now when you set your drawer in there, it has side and bottom rolling. Makes that drawer, when it moves side to side, all these marbles will help hold that in place still and move slide very easily. So you can make and use these on the side if you want a real refined drawer that really will pull open and shut nice and easy. So this way works real well. You can pre-make them, put them up on the shelf till you need them if you really want to make a batch of these. And once you set up and start drilling holes and you get your proper depth, you want to do as many as you need for sure, at least. And extras have never been a problem. Now the other thing about this design with the side plate, putting the ball in from the side, or the marble, is I can also get a relief on the bottom side of that hole, because after I put the plate on here, what I did is I drilled in here with the same size drill bit, but I offset it lower so that only the top of the drill bit bore down and opened it up to where that ball is in there, so you can see the bottom of that marble that's here, right there. That gives you a relief hole for dust and that, any contamination that gets in there, that'll help it to come out of there. So if you use this in a dusty environment, you might want to keep that in mind as to having some kind of relief. You can do that with these. So that's kind of a nice thing to do. Other than paste wax though, they're maintenance free. You don't ever have to really lube them per se. And if you didn't wax them, it still would work okay. Just would be slightly noisier, I would say. Probably more than anything. So that's a great way to make them. These are nice little tips that I've learned so far. The other thing I want to tell you is that on the drawer, this thing is riding on all those down. I also put one ball at the back up under here on the top, so that it rides on the bottom of the next rail up, so that when you pull the drawer out and it starts tipping, that marble is hitting that next board, and that top marble then at the very back of the drawer is what it's riding on at the back of the drawer, so you still get a smooth action going in and out rather than having a wood-to-wood contact once you pull out so far. So if you put that marble in there, and I'll show you that when I do the other drawers, because this drawer only pulls out halfway ever. I've never even ever pulled it further than that. I don't have to worry about it on this one. When I do it on the others, on the other drawers, I'll show that to you. We'll also probably by then, have a little better refinement of how to do this one. I like this one a lot. And I see a lot of other things you can do with this, more I think about it. So marbles may not be on drawer slides only before I'm done. I'm thinking Lazy Susie. That would be fun. And at 6.5 cents a piece for the marbles. It's all pretty cheap stuff. All you need is that and a little bit of scrap wood. So, anyway, if you have any comments or suggestions or ideas about this, or you don't understand something that I've been going over here, leave it in the comments. If you have a better idea or an additional idea, I'd love to hear it. Just leave it in the comments. So, most of the time, if you feel like stopping by after seeing one of my videos, leave a comment. I'm almost always by my computer and I see comments coming in through the day. So usually within the first hour, you can have a visit if you want. I'd be more than happy. You're always welcome to stop by the shop. So anyway, if you like this video or you learned something here today, hit that like button. That lets me know I'm doing the right thing. If you hit the dislike, just let me know why. That way at least I can hassle you, okay? Anyway, I do appreciate you stopping by. And most importantly, come back because we'll know when you're done. Wait till you see what I do with the desk control. That's what we're going to work on now on this thing. And by the way, the portable power pack, my finger is doing a lot better. I've been able to take that off, but I'm not quite ready to do all that little detail work with this hand. So, it won't be long though. I'm going to get that done. I really like to get it out of here. So, anyway, thanks for stopping by. If you have any questions about any of my other projects, leave a comment. I read them all. Thanks. We'll see you again very soon.